Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Vegas Valley Water, a half-hour show highlighting the efforts of the Las Vegas Valley Water District to safely deliver clean water to Southern Nevada, and also tell you a little about the people at the district that bring it to you. I'm John Castanino, and over the next 30 minutes, you're going to learn quite a bit about our conservation efforts to save and bank water during a historic drought, and the simple things you can do at home to help protect our precious water supply. First, let's begin by telling you a little about where we're filming this episode. This is a crowning achievement of 5 years of work to ensure the future of water delivery to our community. It's the low lake level pumping station located on the banks of Lake Mead. Completed in 2020, this engineering marvel gives us the power to draw water even if Lake Mead's levels continue to drop during this drought that's now reached over 20 years long. So throughout the show, we'll give you a tour of this one-of-a-kind facility and highlight some of the major features that really make it extraordinary. We'll start it with this.
As the water level at Lake Mead potentially continues to drop in these drought conditions, Pumping Station 1 would become inoperable at a lake elevation of 1,050 feet. Pumping Station 2 would become inoperable at an elevation of 1,000 feet. However, our third intake tunnel extends 2.5 miles toward the center of Lake Mead, giving us the ability to pull drinking water from the deepest part of the lake. Combine that with the power of our low lake level pumping station, and it allows us to draw water from below 900 feet, ensuring Southern Nevada has access to its full share of Lake Mead. It's below 900 feet where no water can be released through Hoover Dam, downstream to users in California, Arizona, and Mexico.
Hi, I'm Hillary Francis, Conservation Programs Coordinator, and I want to talk to you about one simple thing you can do to help conserve water. The Colorado River is stuck in the middle of a drought not seen in centuries. And as the Colorado makes up almost all of the water supply for Southern Nevada, every drop that we can conserve is tremendously valuable. Did you know 60% of our community's water use is outdoors? We use more water for irrigation than we do inside our homes. Outdoor water used for landscaping or that runs onto sidewalks escapes into the ground or evaporates into the atmosphere and we lose it. But the water we use indoors can be cleaned and recycled. Our goal is to save as much outdoor water as we possibly can. As Southern Nevada moves from the colder winter months into the warmer spring season, here's a tip. The easiest thing you can do to help conserve is to comply with mandatory seasonal watering restrictions. Starting March 1st through April 30th, gradually set your irrigation clocks to water up to your 3 assigned watering days each week. As temperatures begin to increase, change your irrigation clock to 2 days per week, and then gradually increase to 3 days per week to get your landscape growing and to help protect our community's precious water supply. You can quickly find your assigned watering days on LVVWD.com or by downloading the new LVVWD app.
So keeping things looking pristine in Summerlin is a big job, as anybody would imagine. And it also takes a lot of water, but we're getting better and better at making it look great with less water. Back then, through the 80s, the lake was pretty much full, so people weren't thinking about water conservation or drought. Flash forward to today, and it's time to start looking at opportunities to take up turf and cut back on the water usage that it represents.
Well, if you think about it, there's some cost savings in about 3 different ways. So obviously the water savings, there's a cost savings there. Maintenance costs are going to go down. And then you have the unseen costs, which are asphalt repair or stucco damage or concrete damage. So you can see Summerlin's recognized that water smart landscapes is the way to go, and really turf has kind of served its purpose and had its time.
We want to lead the way. We want to be the example setter for all the community. And so that's what we're working to do.
We all know that sometimes paying bills can seem like a chore. The Las Vegas Valley Water District offers several time-saving options for you. Our newest option allows you to pay your bills using your phone or your tablet. Let's answer one of your frequently asked questions. Hi, my name is Angela, Senior Customer Care Associate with the Las Vegas Valley Water District. Oftentimes, we have questions from our customers about convenient ways to pay their bill without having to mail them in. Your newest option is the brand new Water District mobile app. Released at the end of 2020, our app can be downloaded to your smartphone or tablet in the Apple or Google Play Store.
Customers today expect an easier and faster experience. Why wait on the phone or log into a website when you can swipe or tap a few buttons and take care of your business?
Of course, mobile bill pay is one of the most important features of the app, where you can quickly access your account and pay your bill in literally a matter of seconds.
It only takes about 20 seconds to make a payment versus taking out your checkbook, writing a check, waste a stamp to mail it. You'll save a tremendous amount of time using the mobile app.
It also easily allows you to find your assigned seasonal watering days and provides push notifications when it's time to change your watering clock. The most advanced feature, however, is being able to report water waste on the spot. If you should see water where it should not be, like on the sidewalks or in the streets, open the app and click on water waste.
It knows your location, it'll show you a map, and you can pan and pin to where the spot of the leak is at and take a picture.
This technology was all developed internally with the idea that no one will want a better user experience than us.
Not only do we have the skill set to do it in-house, we saved a lot of money by not outsourcing the development of this application.
To download, search LVVWD in the App Store, and of course, you can always visit lvvwd.com or call us at 702-870-4194 for assistance. Thank you.
Welcome back to the low lake level pumping station on the banks of Lake Mead, and we really want to show you an up-close look, or maybe a really wide look, at some of the features of this fascinating project. Where I'm standing is what's called the pad, and as we zoom out, you get a really great perspective of the size of this place as everything around me gets bigger and I get a whole lot smaller. In front of me is the access shaft. This is drilled and blasted 500 feet straight down. It's also 25 feet wide, and this is the point where the low lake level pumping station connects with Lake Mead through our third intake tunnel. All around me are 34 submersible pumps, each one of these over 3,000 horsepower, and all combined, they're the biggest and the deepest in the world. Each can pump up to 30 million gallons of water per day, and this is the incredible amount of power needed to pull up that water 500 feet to the surface, where it begins its journey to our water treatment facilities and ultimately your homes. An awful lot of smart people worked on this project, and they work with the Water District every single day. Let's meet some of those people as we meet your water experts.
I'm Janie Holliday, and I'm a laboratory scientist with the Southern Nevada Water Authority, which is the parent company for the Las Vegas Valley Water District, and I've been in the district for 21 years.
My name is Tom Maher. I'm a Senior Resource Analyst with the Southern Nevada Water Authority. I've been with the organization for 24 years.
Hi, I'm Daniel Chan, SNWA Treatment Division Manager. I've been with Southern Nevada Water Authority for 19 and a half years.
We're very concerned about a number of known contaminants that we test for on a regular basis, but additionally a lot of unknown contaminants that are out there that we just don't know about. So my group, our focus is to look for those unknowns and develop methods that we can find them and detect them at increasingly lower levels.
I lead the organization's regional water planning activities, evaluating and understanding the water we can bring into the community from the Colorado River that is sent out to our customers for use, and planning to ensure that we have those resources to meet the community's water needs in the future.
I manage and oversee the three treatment facilities for Southern Nevada: Alfred Merritt Smith, River Mountains, Big Bend. Those three facilities can pump out over 1 billion gallons of water a day. Me and my team oversee the water treatment processes for efficiency and compliance to the EPA standards, make sure every drop of water gets delivered to you safely to your home.
I really developed a lot of best practices, and we've co-authored a lot of papers. We've done a lot of research in the area of water quality.
So my background is in educational background is in the field of economics. I have a graduate degree in economics, and economics is an underpinning of a lot of things we utilize in planning. Here in the desert, water is very unique, and we have a community that's relying on importing water from the Colorado River, and 4 inches of rainfall a year roughly on average. It's very important to have a good plan and then be prepared for the future.
My background's in chemical engineering, which helps me understand the treatment processes and run them efficiently. I also have the highest certifications for water operations in treatment and in distribution. Being fairly new to this position, my primary goal is to make the treatment processes as efficient as possible and to provide cost savings to the customer.
I really like the team that I work with here. They really have a passion for water quality and delivering water quality to the Las Vegas Valley, and the science behind our quality of water. That makes it a lot of fun to work with, a really good research team, and that's why I've stayed here for all this time. It's really good people that I work with every day.
Yeah, coming from the Midwest originally and moving to Las Vegas, it's been amazing to work on planning activities in a desert community. And it's a pleasure working with leadership that is visionary and supporting the strategic planning efforts of the organization by providing our small part related to water resources to ensure the success of the organization.
I thought it was a great opportunity to come work for SNWA because of its fantastic diversity and culture. Great organization to work for.
Twice a year, the Bureau of Reclamation projects the 5-year future of conditions on the Colorado River. Of course, the Colorado is essential to Southern Nevada as it makes up nearly 90% of our water supply. As the worst drought in centuries along the Colorado River Basin continues, however, the projections paint the same picture the Las Vegas Valley Water District has long been proactively preparing for.
So what the recent numbers from the Bureau of Reclamation tell us is that we can expect to be in a shortage condition on the Colorado River even sooner than what was projected. And the good news is this is exactly what we've been preparing for. Southern Nevada's been preparing to be in a shortage condition for over a decade and a half. And really, I think we are the single best prepared municipal area within the Colorado River Basin states.
These shortage conditions mean Nevada, along with Arizona and Mexico, are required to take a smaller share of water from the Colorado to help maintain elevations on Lake Mead. To soften that impact, Southern Nevada has made major changes to its water use.
Our conservation programs are world-class. We have reduced our per capita water usage by 43% since 2002, and our aggregate water usage by 25% since 2002. During the same time period, more than 700,000 new people moved to southern Nevada.
But new infrastructure is also critical for the future of our water supply during this drought. The new drinking water intake and low lake level pumping station came online in 2020.
We have secured our means of delivery. We've talked to you before about building the third intake, about building the low lake level pumping station so that under any hydrologic scenario, we have physical access to our water supply, and we continue to explore groundbreaking partnerships on the Colorado River.
If projections along the Colorado continue to worsen and Nevada receives a smaller share of the river that 40 million people depend upon, we can dip into a short-term savings account we've been building if necessary.
We have banked water all over the river. We have recharged our own aquifer here in the Las Vegas Valley, stored water in Lake Mead, banked water in the state of Arizona, and water in the state of California. And if you add up all those bank accounts, we have about 8 years of our current demands in reserve.
Still, the situation on the Colorado demands conservation. Make sure you do your part. Change your irrigation clocks each season and water only on your assigned days, as 60% of southern Nevada's water use comes from outdoor watering. The low lake level pumping station here at Lake Mead ensures that we can draw water for the long-term future. It's also a project that came in on time and it came in under budget. And joining me now is Adriana Ventimiglia, who has some intimate knowledge of this facility. Thanks for coming on. How long have you been with the organization for?
I've been with the organization for 14 years.
Yeah, long time. And again, appreciate your knowledge going to our viewers about this place. Let's start with engineering. And I think it's an understatement if I said it's no small feat to be able to do what we did here, which is drill and blast 500 feet straight down. Actually, we're standing on the spot where we go 500 feet straight down and then connect to our third intake, which goes 3 miles into Lake Mead. Just a guess here, but I'm assuming a project like this, pretty unique, pretty one of a kind, and probably not attempted anywhere else in the world. Maybe in different scenarios, but not specific like this.
You're correct, John. It is a very unique project in that it took years of planning with various groups of many backgrounds. We had planning, we had operations, we worked closely with our engineers and with our suppliers, with our contractors. We have pumps from Spain, from Japan, from Germany. We also have valves from China and a lot of equipment from here from the U.S. as well.
Really a worldwide effort. Now let's talk about this drought and obviously what this facility, its role plays in this drought. Since 2000, we all know this, but the elevation at Lake Mead, it's dropped quite a bit, 130 feet since this drought began. So tell us what this facility does. You know, we're hoping Mother Nature changes course and the snowpack in the Colorado River Basin, it picks up again and we get more flows into Lake Mead. But if that doesn't happen, what role does this facility play?
Well, with the sustained drought, we saw that our two original pumping stations ran the risk of becoming inoperable. So L3PS, as we call it, was designed to operate at lower lake levels than the original two pumping stations. With that, L3PS can operate below dead pool, which is at elevation 895, and of course dead pool is when water can no longer go through Hoover Dam, but that gives us access to a reliable supply of water.
Yeah, so we're essentially getting water from depths that we'd never have before here at Lake Mead. But it is in state's best interest, it's in everybody's best interest, obviously, to keep those lake levels as high as we can. As you mentioned, dead pool, we can't eventually, or we'll reach a point where if the drought continues, we can't feed downstream to California and Arizona and Mexico. So these states want to keep these lake levels higher, and this facility allows us to kind of have some partnerships with some states. So we have one going on right now. It's developing with the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California, where we invest in a big wastewater project that they have going on over there. And in exchange, we keep a portion of their Lake Mead water, and we could boost our annual supply by up to 8%, which is huge. But at the end of the day, we know conservation is big, right? It's the most cost-effective way to really protect our resources here in Lake Mead.
Correct. And please remember, have everyone remember that with each changing season, please update your clocks. And if you're not using your turf, please replace it. We have programs where we give you a rebate.
Yeah, up to $3 a square foot. Lastly, let's talk about maintenance here. You see this big row of pumps. There's a lot underground as well, and the big gantry crane behind us, which I'm really excited to step up there and maybe push a few buttons and see if I can't get that running.
Well, maintenance at L3PS is really ongoing, and we have a team that's dedicated to repair or replace any of these pumps or any other equipment. That said, as you can see, the pumps are fairly large, and they need to access the 220-ton crane, which we all want to go up there and try it out. So,
Adriana, thanks for coming on. Thanks for teaching us a little bit more about L3PS. Appreciate it.
It's been fun. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sebastian Hernandez. I'm a distribution system crew leader at the Las Vegas Valley Water District. I work 8 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. and our main goal working overnight is that when you go to sleep at night, you have water to turn on in the morning. Distribution is just another way of saying we're the construction crews that maintain the 6,500 miles of water pipe that runs through southern Nevada. We do a variety of jobs overnight. Mostly we do installation and maintenance of valves that control water flow to your business or home, but we also repair any leaks. Working overnight is one of the critical ways that the district ensures that water outages are to a minimum. Working overnight lets us work on larger buildings, larger properties, and it also lets us work on the bigger streets, so it lets traffic flow smoothly during the day, things like that. On this night, we're beginning a retrofit of a backflow, and all that really means is we're bringing a backflow above ground. Right now, this backflow is in a vault, which is pretty much an underground compartment that has a backflow unit installed. The backflow units are the units that make sure that no contaminated water enters the potable water system. So all we'll be doing is bringing it above ground. The first stage of this project involves excavation and potholing, which just means we're digging in the ground to make sure that there's nothing that could run in our way, whether it be power or gas. I really enjoy my job. I find it very rewarding. I personally really like the scope of the work. I enjoy the type of work. I think it's really neat. I think it's really cool. It gives me a chance to use my brain, but also feel a little physical. And one of my favorite parts is that when people wake up in the morning, that they have water because of the work I did.
So in addition to the distribution crews that work on our pipelines overnight, my name is Dan Glatz, and I'm a distribution system operator, and I monitor the water supply overnight. So my shift runs from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. These are critical hours for us to move water throughout the Las Vegas Valley, from the pump stations to the reservoirs, and ultimately to you, the customer. We're inside what's called the SCADA room at our Valley View headquarters, and these screens are our eyes. From this room, we can see water quality around the clock. We push the water where we need it to go to make sure that we meet the water needs of every customer. This is especially true in the summertime, where we can move up to 450 million gallons of water each day. That's when the demand is at its highest. We can even monitor small bodies of water like golf course ponds. Here's Canyon Gate, for example. And that's what the Water District does overnight to keep our water flowing safely.
And that's what the Water District does overnight to keep our water flowing safely.
We're now standing in the middle of the brain of the low lake level pumping station on the shores of Lake Mead. This is the station's electrical maintenance building, which ultimately controls those 34 submersible pumps that we showed you outside, and the hundreds of millions of gallons of water that are pulled from the lake and sent up to the valley every single day. The electricity for it is drawn from a substation right next door, and just about everything here is controlled remotely. Pretty obvious to say this is water technology early settlers to southern Nevada did not have. Let's give you a little Vegas Valley water history.
Hi, I'm Emmy Saunders, Assistant Curator at the Springs Preserve, and we're here today at well number 1 and the settling basin to talk about well technology in Las Vegas. In the early days of Las Vegas, the water that was in the aquifer under the ground, the quality was great, but once it reached the surface, they ran into some issues with the quality of that water. It would come into contact with people and livestock and algae and weeds. Sometimes frogs would even get right into the pipes. So the Las Vegas Land and Water Company needed a way to get plenty of fresh, clean water to Las Vegas. So they decided in 1924 to build well number 1. Now, well number 1 went right down to the aquifer, and when it came up, it brought up 3,600 gallons of water from the aquifer, but it also stirred up quite a lot of dirt and dust and debris. So all of that debris would need to settle out of the water. This is a great representation of that right here. So the water would come up well number 1 through artesian force and enter the settling basin here. The sediment would settle to the bottom using gravity, and the clean water would stay closer to the top. It would then exit the settling basin and enter into the pipe system going to Las Vegas. So if we compare well number 1 to the well behind me, which is a more modern well, well number 34, the technology has come a really long way. There's now electric pumps and more sophisticated filtering systems to keep that water safe and clean through the pipes. In the early days of Las Vegas, all of the water for the town came from well number 1 or from the 3 springs on the Springs Preserve site. But now, only 10% of our water comes from groundwater in Las Vegas. The rest of it comes from Lake Mead. There are about 100 active permitted wells between the Las Vegas Valley Water District and North Las Vegas, currently adding water to our water system. So that's a little bit about wells in Las Vegas. Thanks for watching this edition of Vegas Valley Water History. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Fritz Coleman, Garden Supervisor here at the Springs Preserve. And we are here in the Lynn Mills Vegetable Garden to talk to you a little bit about spring planting. So planting a spring garden in Las Vegas is basically just a continuation of your winter garden. You're able to grow all of the common spring crops: peas, kale, cabbage, collards, lettuce, mustard greens, all that kind of stuff that you normally see coming out of cool season gardens. As far as planting time goes, you really could plant anywhere beginning in November all the way through till mid-early March, maybe early March. You can plant in succession, things like lettuce and kale and mustard greens. You can plant those every 3 to 4 weeks to ensure a constant supply. There are a lot of interesting things that you can grow as well that you don't commonly see on in the produce aisle in the grocery store. All sorts of interesting greens that are definitely worth digging deep into seed catalogs for. One example is this green called Tokyo Bacana. It looks a lot like a lettuce, but tastes like a cabbage, and is absolutely delicious chopped up finely in spring rolls or stir-fried. Thank you for watching this episode of Ask the Desert Gardener, and remember, if you have any gardening questions, you can submit them at springspreserve.org.
We're now standing on top of the 220-ton gantry crane that's used to perform maintenance of these submersible pumps here at the low lake level pumping station. From here, though, you can see where the Southern Nevada Water Authority teamed up with the National Park Service to restore the surrounding land right around here while it was constructed. However, we now have some work to do. We've got to move this crane, so we'll see you on the next episode of Vegas Valley Water. Thanks for being water smart. That's really cool.